Hey guys, welcome to the Ball Here Spring. As always, I'm Ivan and I've got another Seiko video for you today. A couple of weeks ago, Seiko released 3 new Arnie models, and as you can see I've got them all here in the studio. The all stainless steel model in the middle is the regular one, while on the left is the special edition patty, and finally the black PVD on the right is a limited edition to 4,000 pieces worldwide. All 3 are very cool, but let's have a closer look and see which one is right for you. This video has been possible thanks to relojeriaesparza.com. As you may know, I've been collaborating with them for quite some time, and thanks to that long-term relationship, if you contact them and mention the channel, they'll give you the best deal straight away. They're based in Spain, but they ship internationally with DHL, so feel free to check them out via the links in the description below. Alright guys, the first thing I would like to get out of the way are the dimensions. In terms of the case diameter, these are probably the largest models in the Prospex lineup. Without the pushers and the crown, all 3 models measure almost 47mm. The lug to lug is 50.9, while the thickness is 14.2, and finally the lug width is 22mm. Despite the dimensions being on the large side, these watches are actually quite manageable when it comes to the overall wearability, and then if you like watches with a lot of wrist presence, you absolutely love these. On my 17cm or 6.7 inch wrist, I think they look fantastic. And although I haven't sized them, I suspect they will be comfortable all day long. Finally, both of the bracelet models as well as the patty with its rubber strap stay fairly well balanced on the wrist. Next, let's have a quick word about the design, because it's probably the reason why these are so popular. We've got a round case shape with a protective shroud, oversized pushers and crown, and a diving bezel. It's a design that Arnold Schwarzenegger made popular in the 80s by wearing the predecessors of these models in movies like Commando and The Predator. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a huge Arnold fan. Commando is probably the first action movie I've ever seen as a kid. I remember watching it with my father in the late 90s more than once. So whenever I see a Seiko Arnold, lots of childhood memories pop up in my mind, and for that reason alone I would definitely love to own one of these. However, my wish list is so long that who knows when or if that is going to happen. As far as the build quality is concerned, it's very good, and so is the finishing. Mostly brushed 360N stainless steel for the case and the bracelets. The water resistance is 200 meters, and just like the majority of Seiko diving models, the water resistance is ISO certified. There are just a couple of things that could be better here, and I'm sure they won't surprise anyone. The first one is the crystal. It's Seiko's Hardlex mineral glass. It's not a deal breaker guys, but for the money I would have preferred an AR coated sapphire crystal instead. Then if you have a closer look at the bracelet, you'll see that the clasp is not milled. It's the typical Seiko pressed metal clasp with 4 micro adjustment points. Besides that, the bracelet is decent. It has solid links and end links. You might be familiar with it, as it's the same as the one that comes with Seiko Monster models and certain Tuna models. It's nicely finished guys, mostly vertically brushed with polished accents, and it looks good in my opinion. On the other hand, the patty model comes on a rubber strap, which is also very nice and very comfortable. It's quite long, so it's suitable for wearing it with a dive suit, and it comes with a metal band keeper. Now let's have a closer look at the dial. It's a bit plain looking, but in a good way. There is a lot of contrast between the dial and the white indices, which results in great legibility. The handset looks good, we've seen it on a bunch of other Seiko models. Then at the bottom we find the digital display, which for its size is surprisingly clear and easy to read. In just a moment I'll show you the different modes and information that it can display, but before that let's have a look at the lume and the backlight. Well, this is a Seiko and their LumiBright formula is pretty great, bright and long lasting, so no need to spend too much time talking about it. The backlight of the digital display is also very nice. It's got a whitish color and it glows very evenly. By the way, if you keep the light button pressed for a couple of seconds, you'll be able to check the battery level. There are 10 levels and this one is completely charged, as you can see. Finally, let's check the bezel. Despite the protective shroud, it's easy to grip. The bezel insert is aluminum and the action is typical Seiko, so it feels spongy, but the 120 clicks are well defined. In addition, the alignment is good on all 3 models that I have here with me. Since I mentioned the battery a moment ago, let's have a word about the movement. The new Arnies come with a brand new solar-powered quartz movement with a reference number H855. What's new about it is the addition of the depth meter. Besides that, I believe its functionality is identical in comparison with the H851 found in the previous model. With the right button, you can cycle through different modes, which are the date and day of the week, local time, so that you can keep track of the time in a second time zone, and because this model comes with a depth meter, you get a diving log. Finally, there is a stopwatch and an alarm mode. You know guys, I guess if you don't care about the depth meter, you might as well consider getting the previous model, the SNJ025, and save yourself some money. Nevertheless, I have to admit that from an aesthetic point of view, I like the newer model quite a bit more. I also prefer having the digital display on the lower portion of the dial. Here you can also see that the display on the newer model is a bit taller and as a result a bit more legible. But whether that's enough to justify the increase in price or not, I'll leave it for you to decide. All three models have a different retail price. The silver model is €710, the limited edition black model is €760, while the special edition patty is the cheapest of all and it retails for €660. I'll tell you the truth, these prices seem a bit high to me, but I also think that these models are super cool. My favorite is definitely the black model. The red secondhand really pops, and so do the red and blue accents on the pushers. But how about you guys? What's your opinion about these models? Let me know in the comments below. That's the end of today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, consider subscribing as it's the best way to support the channel. And if you are on Instagram, you can check me out there as well. Take care guys, I'll see you in the next one.